The opinions expressed in this show do not necessarily reflect the views of Tampa Bay Arts and Education Network.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Connecting with Kim here on Tampa Bay Arts and Education Network. I'm your host, Kim Droege. And before we get started, we want you to like, follow our Instagram, Facebook, and X account, where you can find out all the information about our show, our guests, the broadcast schedule, as well as my on-air wardrobe that is supplied by the Spring of Tampa Bay, who has been providing safe spaces and empowering services for survivors of domestic violence and their children for 4 decades. And all of the clothes come from the thrift store on North Willow. And so I want you to go there and support their mission, because it is a very important one. And we thank you for that. So we are I want to say one more thing. You can catch the audio of our show on Sun Radio, 96.3 FM, and on your favorite streaming platform, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3:30 in the afternoon. And we are so grateful for the support of Sun Radio. That's where I started, and I'm never going to leave there. So anyway, thank you for joining us. We are so excited today because we have such a wonderful guest. Well, you know me, I love all my guests, and I love talking to everybody. But this is really special because we have arts in our name, right? Tampa Bay Arts and Education. We are a firm supporter of the arts. We value the arts. We think everyone should support the arts, because arts, as we say here, is infrastructure. It is important to our quality and our way of life. So I couldn't be more thrilled. I met this gentleman over a year ago, and he's finally joining me on the show. And I have in the chair today Ignacio Barron Viela, who is the CEO of the Florida Orchestra. And he's with us today, and I couldn't be more thrilled. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Kim. It's an honor to be here today. I can't believe it's been already over a year since we first met.
I know.
Thrilled to be here and looking forward to our conversation.
It's going to be great.
Yeah,
we met at the CEO Council at about a year ago at, it was a Center Club, and Richard Gonsmart was the speaker. And I remember we talked that day, and I took your card and I said, I'm definitely going to have you on my show because I love the Florida Orchestra. I love all of that kind of, we support the arts no matter what kind of arts it is. So anyway, everyone who is on my show knows we start the same way. We want to give our guests a moment, take as long as you want, to share about your life journey, because you never know when somebody listening or watching out there shares something in common with you.
Thank you. Well, I mean, my journey really started in Spain, where I was born. My hometown is Zaragoza, city between Madrid and Barcelona. And I actually grew up with music. Believe it or not, my grandmother sing opera. My father played a number of instruments, and music was at home. I breathed music since very, very early stages of my life. So anyway, I grew up in Spain, and my career really started in a different direction, because my background is in engineering. I have a degree in industrial engineering, and I worked for 7-8 years in the energy business as a management consultant, helping businesses to become better. But music has been always traveling with me.
Right there inside,
right? There in my heart.
Calling you.
Whether it was playing in an orchestra or listening music, it was a place to grow, a place of restoration, a place of transformation. For the ones listening out there, really, I know you have a lot of stories with music through a piece or a song that connect with a friend or with a family member. There are so many stories out there, but really, I believe that the music it transforms lives.
It does,
and it really did with mine. So anyway, starting my career, really, music was always there, and I work in the for-profit business, and I love what I did. for many years, and I learned a lot about problem solving. As an engineer, you face a lot of situations, technical, business related, cultural related, performance related. But at some point, really wanted to make a transition. I miss being part of the I guess the arts world. You were talking about the arts and the impact of the arts, and really focus on the mission of organizations that really help people to become better. So I really thought about, is there any way to connect what I could do as an engineer or a business professional, but also with the creativity, the arts, the innovation, the mission-driven activities. So here we go. Orchestra management became the way to go, and just kind of a fast track. I really, after a number of years in Spain, I spent a few years in England, in Germany, but I came to the United States back in 2017 to complete an MBA in Los Angeles, California. And since then, it's been a wonderful journey. I'm very grateful for the opportunity this country has given to me and to my family. And so it's an honor to do what I do, and I'm happy to share more.
Yeah. Oh, that's so exciting. So you came to the Florida Orchestra a little over a year ago now, right?
Yes.
So tell me how that happened. How did that journey come about?
Yeah, well, it was, again, after, this is my third orchestra in the United States. So I lived in the West for a number of years. I was aware about this opportunity with the Florida Orchestra. I've been following the orchestra for a while. I know what the orchestra have been doing with our music director, Michael Francis. Has been growing artistically, incredibly
leaps and bounds
in the last years. And when I saw the opportunity, I was thinking, I would be honored to be part of for such an organization, and also to be based in Tampa Bay. I'm loving this community. This community has been very, very friendly to us.
Well, you're from Spain, and so we have a huge Hispanic background and a huge Hispanic population. So, I mean, it's perfect, right?
Since the moment I arrived, I mean, so many people coming to talk to us in Spanish. Even you go to businesses, you go, restaurants, and they feel the accent, and they want to.
They switch immediately, right?
And whether it's a different country or not, but really, I felt everybody has been. Very welcoming to us, and I actually grew up for 9 years. I live in the north of Spain, by the sea, and this is the first time I reconnect with the seaside, and it's been really in a way to connect with that part of my life, and I'm just thrilled.
Probably didn't realize how much you missed it, right? Because you were out west, and in a couple of places, I read your bio. A couple of places you were kind of landlocked, if you will.
Yes. We live in the mountains. We live in Montana and the state of Nevada.
Yeah.
And now Florida, and look, it's been a great move, and we're really, really, really happy. And with the orchestra, I mean, the first months have been a great journey. Getting to know everybody. First of all, internally the staff. We have a great staff, great team behind the board. All of our orchestra musicians, we'll start talking in a bit. World-class musicians, Michael Francis, Chelsea Gallo, our resident conductor. Getting to know everybody, but also in the last 12 months, understanding key players of the community. Who has partnered with the orchestra in the past, who has not partnered with the orchestra, but we're really looking for ways to establish a new relationship, and really putting the word out there. We bring thousands of people every year to our concert hall, but I like to share with our audiences that our mission is to really bring music to the community, and we're actively looking for ways to bring music to places where the music maybe is not there, because to us it's really about accessibility, about connection, about improving people's lives, inspiring people. When they come to see us in a concert, they leave the concert in a better place, and this is, if we are able to do that, I feel that we have done our job.
I was very fortunate when I was growing up in Indianapolis, Indiana. We had a symphony in Indianapolis, and when I was younger, my mother, they had a program for school children, and so you would go to Symphony Hall, and then there'd be also breakout sessions. But the goal was to teach you compositions, to invite you and acquaint you and have you develop a love for classical music, right? And so you went through these sessions, I don't remember how long it was now, but at the end, you would be sitting in Symphony Hall and they would play, it was kind of like a little test, and they would play some portion of whatever that composition was, whatever that symphony was, whatever that composer was. And you had to identify what it was, who the composer was, and you got a certificate based on how well you did. And I'm happy to say that I always did very well because my mother was a lover of classical music. So my father was from Nashville, so we had country and western in our house, and my mother was a lover of classical music. So we had every kind of genre of music playing in my house at all times.
That's beautiful, and this is really exactly what we're trying to accomplish with the orchestra, is to make sure that we, program concerts, all type of concerts, from the classics, from the masterworks, great pieces, masterpieces, from pops concerts, rock, country music we have this year, we have educational concerts, youth concerts. You were talking about this particular program you were attending. We do have 5 times this season. It's called Inside the Music. And this is happening on a Thursday night at the Mahavri Theater in St. Petersburg. Our music director, Michael Francis, takes the piece and breaks the piece apart and connects with the audience and explains the in and out behind the composer intention, the music. So he makes stops along the way. The orchestra, follows him, and our audiences really loved it.
I've seen the video because you guys shoot video of that, and I've seen it.
It's a great opportunity for our audiences to come and really get a deep dive on one of our pieces. And then the following weekend, the whole concert is played, one time. But for many people, they come first on a Thursday, they follow the concert on a Saturday, and it makes a huge difference.
Yes.
So we have that, and I was impressed when I first saw it. I think this is a very unique, I would say, program that this orchestra presents. If I look at other orchestras in the United States, I'm very proud of this orchestra to be able to put this together, and we want to do more and continue to grow and share that with our audiences. But it is true. I think music in a way is creating community. In my opinion, when we see people coming to our concert halls, they make a friend, or they don't know somebody, or they reconnect with somebody they met in the past, and it doesn't matter if they think left or right, or they are from one place or another. It connects them.
It unites us all.
It unites us all.
Yeah,
and
we don't have to be political about it.
Exactly.
Because music, as we were talking about before we went on air, music is not. It's a total experience.
Yeah.
You're sitting in a concert hall. So there's that whole sensory and visual experience, and then the music is playing, and so it's enveloping you and everybody else that you're in the concert hall with.
Yeah.
But then it's also going inside you.
It does, and it moves you. And I like to say this is an immersive experience in a way.
Exactly.
You think about sound and the waves. It really goes around you, and nowadays many organizations in the performing arts industry are trying to explore ways to innovate with the lighting and on other elements, the visual, which we do also. We have programs where we have visuals and sound with indoor and outdoor. We're thinking, every day, if you have ideas, share us with us, because we wanna be able to continue to create these amazing experiences. But it's true, attending a concert and being present. I love that. Nowadays this is it's luxury. Just being present, no phone, no technology, sitting there, letting the music talk to you. It really moves you, and many of our patrons really share that feedback with us.
If you're just joining me now and connecting with Kim, my guest in the chair, we're so pleased to have him, is Ignacio Barron Viela, who is the president and CEO of the Florida Orchestra. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. So let me understand. So you have Michael Francis, who's the conductor for the Florida Orchestra, but you're the CEO and the president. So explain to me how your jobs differ.
Yes, so
that they'll understand.
Perfect. So we have on one side the administration, the business side of the orchestra, and then on the other side we have the artistic side of the orchestra. So both have to talk to each other and be very, very connected. So for the administration side of the orchestra, I'm in charge and anything related to fundraising, marketing, finance, operations, community engagement, education programs. and also artistic in a way that connects with. Michael is really the conductor, the music director, and he's in charge of all the programming, shaping the artistic vision of the organization. So we have to communicate very often just to be on the same page. We have 30 staff members and we have 70 full-time orchestra musicians.
Wow.
So think about this. And then we have on top of that additional subs and extras, musician players that we need them from time to time if we have particular requirements for a specific piece. And then we have the board of directors. There's a lot of stakeholders to consider internally. But this is a very unique component of an orchestra, of a non-profit, with both sides, and both pieces are needed. And to me, that's the key of success for any orchestra, to be able to connect very well what happens in the office and in the community with what happens with the artistic product and the artistic programming.
So I want to kind of venture into this because it's something that I think about a lot. Enjoying the arts, all of them, is one thing I've noticed. You talked about it before with people, different parts of the arts community are trying to experiment with, making more production and But one thing I want them to think about is that it has to be accessible.
Yeah.
It has to, from a price point of view,
Yes.
it has to be accessible. Because for some people, that might be the only thing they spend money on, and to have that enjoyment. And I think, I look at the Straz, and I love the Straz, but the production prices for the shows are getting so expensive that I'm like, well, how can regular people enjoy that? Because life is so tough right now. It's so expensive.
Everywhere you go. So yes, this is about breaking barriers, and pricing is one of them. And that's what we have. I'm going to give you an example. Concerts in the parks for free. In the Tampa, in the Clearwater, in St. Petersburg, and thousands and thousands of people. I'm telling you, one concert, 10 to 15,000 people coming.
Wow.
And for some of our, attendees, this is the only chance they get to see the orchestra in 1 year. And it's a tradition for them. And they come in and they love it. And they bring, the picnic blankets, the food, sandwiches, and they share that beautiful experience with the sunset. So this is very, very important to us. We know not everybody can access. And look, if we have paid concerts in each of the venues that we play, and by the way, this year we play with over 8 venues in the community. It's really, we're expanding the reach as much as we can. We have, a number of ticket price points. We want to make sure everybody feels comfortable attending. And these 5 occasions where we have Inside the Music, this is a program that people can pay as you can, really. So we want to make sure that this is accessible as well, that people getting to know the content, the insights of the pieces. So I truly believe in that. And also the other way to create accessibility is through our music education programs.
Yes.
And this is the work that we do beyond the stages that I call. We have a specific department for education and community engagement, and this department is really in charge of making sure that we are present in the community in many ways. We work with the youth. We have a partnership with Pinellas County School District, and it's a teaching artist program. We do have family concerts. We have youth concerts where we bus kids from all different schools in Pinellas and Hillsborough County, and they fill the auditorium. I mean, we have in one concert 2,000 people, 3,000 people if it's a more sunny hall at the Straz too.
Yes.
So it's really, really an opportunity for many kids to see for the first time one musical experience in their lives. And I cannot tell you how many people I meet in the community, senior professionals, lawyers, engineers, you name it, that they remember that first time they went to a concert. And they might not be an expert, they might not play an instrument, they might not love classical music, but they said, I remember that, and thanks to that experience, I'm a better person. And I told my parents, and that changed me. And this is really what I mean by accessibility, is that we need to play an active role with the arts to make sure that this doesn't stop. And whether it's working with schools, non-profits, you name it. But that is for us really the heart of what we do.
And we need to make sure that our elected officials understand how important the arts are to the quality of life of the community. Because you're just talking about something that I mean, I still remember going to Symphony Hall when I was a kid and doing this program, and I did it year after year because every year was different, right? And I did it year after year, and I still remember that today, and I still have my little certificates, and they still mean something to me because I remember what a great experience that was, sitting in the Symphony Hall, listening to music being played by professionals, and being a person who learned to play instruments myself. Because this is the other thing that disturbs me, is so many schools, when I grew up, we had all the arts in the school. We had music arts, drawing arts, performing arts, everything. Now, so many schools don't have musical programs anymore in their or arts programs in their schools.
And it's really our duty and job to continue to create awareness, because again, you get it, many people get it, but some people just don't know because they have not gone through it. It's just, it helps not only to be a smarter person, but also a better person. I think that's to you becoming a better human being.
Become a better human being.
Is emotional restoration. We're talking these days a lot about mental health.
Yes.
And I think the arts play a huge role, and I've been talking about this with public officials, play a huge role in mental health programs, and we want to be part of the solution. We want to be part of how music can really play that role. We started to have more partnerships in that regard, but I think especially with nowadays, I mentioned about this before, there is an issue with the span of attention.
Right. Totally.
And technology, is really helping us to move to the next level. But at the same time, we need the arts and the music to bring us to the essence of who we are. And I believe that attending a concert is really helping to achieve that goal.
Well, you talked about it before, of how when you're attending a concert, you have to be present.
Yep.
You are there, and if you can, I mean, this thing is a godsend and a curse all at the same time, right? It brings so much of us to our fingertips, but at the same time, it is so distracting.
Yeah.
And our attention span gets shorter and shorter and shorter. But when you're sitting in a concert, listening to any piece of music, it doesn't matter what it is, if it's something that you like and enjoy, it allows your brain to relax, right? And refocus, and for you to be present. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, and also what we love to see is people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
All ages, all demographics, and we're actively encouraging everybody and making sure that we also go to communities that maybe music is not that present.
Exactly.
I mentioned before about education programs. I want to also share with you that we have instrument pairing shoes, which is an opportunity for kids to learn to discover an instrument. They try instruments and then they say like, oh, that fits me. I keep saying sometimes it's the instrument who picks you, not you picking the instrument when you're a kid. And I don't know if I said before, but I play the cello. And
I saw that in your bio. I knew you played the cello.
So
do you still play the cello?
I have it at home, and I play it from time to time. And it's really a way to connect with the why we are here,
right?
And what we do, because the music, whether you play or listen, really, as you were talking, moves you. I would like to share too that we're celebrating this year very good milestone. Is 10 years of our music director.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking before about Michael Francis.
He's amazing.
This is an important milestone to celebrate with the community, because you've been here longer than I have been in this community, but the orchestra has expanded its reach and programming thanks to his leadership.
Yes.
We have a number of, I would say, key concerts where we'll highlight that, but that's something to remark this season. I don't know if I mentioned also to our audiences that we have morning matinee concerts, which are during the week time, and those are like 6 programs that we present.
That's at the Mahaffey, right?
Yes, well, we have Mahaffey and also at Ruth Ecker Hall in Clearwater. And this is
I
for
know
the
a lot of people that go to those.
Senior community. Many of them really love it because, believe it or not, this is the only chance they have to connect or socialize in their lives, and they go there, to meet a friend, and then they listen to music, and then they go home. So I think that's something that we love to put together and to do and to continue to do. And those are like lyre programs. So that's a very nice thing that we have this season.
I know, I love it. I know a lot of people do it. We're running out of time, so there's 2 things I specifically want to ask you. So since coming here over a year ago, what has been your biggest surprise?
The bigger surprise. Well, if I talk about the orchestra, when I first sit on the concert hall and I hear that amazing orchestra, world-class musicians from all over the world, I was amazed. I didn't expect. I'm very honest. I will not tell you this. I didn't expect that quality of an orchestra that we have here. I was completely blown away. And I can tell you that I have brought guests from all over the country. I brought the president and CEO of the League of American Orchestras, Simon Boots, which is based in New York. He came to hear the orchestra, and he said the same thing.
He said, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, so I think that was one of the great surprises. Then the second one, I would say more like a personal level. I've been very surprised to see, again, how friendly everyone is. You know, in the neighborhood, people saying hello, goodbye, and talking about their stories, and just being welcoming and open. So I don't know if this is the...
I'm so glad about that.
Yeah.
So what would you say, so now we've covered your two biggest surprises, what would you say going forward is a challenge?
Yeah.
Something you want to tackle, a goal?
Yes. One of the goals that I have for the orchestra is really, we are an orchestra that plays everywhere but doesn't have a home. For 57 years of history of the orchestra, you know, we've been struggling really being in one place. And again, without stopping serving Tampa Bay, we love to continue performing in each of the cities, each of the venues. We need a place to settle.
To call home.
Yes, like a rehearsal space.
Right.
Storage space that is enough for what we need, the offices, the library, classrooms, other spaces to innovate, to partner with others, and that has to be close or within one of the venues. And we're now, you know, moving forward with a specific proposal. We'll see how we get, but this is really a goal that not only this orchestra needs, this community needs.
I agree with you totally.
It will be a relief for musicians, for everybody, really.
You need a home. So now you're going to have like a capital campaign, and you're going to look at either building or acquiring facilities, right?
Well, there are a number of people interested to support us, and we will be, in touch. We'll let you know very soon. We're preparing ourselves. But yes, I think it's important that the community knows we're working very hard to secure that home for the orchestra moving forward.
Oh, Ignacio, I could just spend another hour talking to you, but unfortunately we're out of time. But I want to thank you so much for being my guest today on Connecting with Kim. It's been a real joy for me, and I know an honor for everybody here at TBAE, because as I said, arts is in our name. We love the arts. We believe in the arts. We feel that arts is infrastructure, and it's important to our overall quality and well-being here in Tampa Bay. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been an honor being here today.
Thank you. So we are out of time, but I want to thank my guest, Ignacio Barron Viela, who is the president and CEO of the Florida Orchestra, for being my guest today. It's been a very informative time we spent with him. I hope that you will have an opportunity to experience the wonder, the beauty of the Florida Orchestra in whatever venue you can get to or you choose to experience it, because music, to me, I can't live my life without music. I don't do anything in my life. Music is always playing somewhere in my life and in wherever I am, whatever physical space I am. So thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to like and follow our Facebook, Instagram, and X account so you can find out all the information about the show, and come back next week for another edition of Connecting with Kim. Thank you so much. Bye.